Shalom. All praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rucha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rucha Kodash. As you can see here, I've got a clip of the bodybuilder Robbie Robinson, Robbie Robinson, and he's basically from the golden era of bodybuilding, like that 70s era, which is predominantly known for Arnold Schwarzenegger in that era. That was the era he was winning. But pretty much, Robbie Robinson I'm not going to play the whole clip, but he goes into it. He was like a dominant force back then, and he's even in that documentary Pumping Iron. If you watch the beginning of it, basically the crowd is cheering for him, but if you watch the movie, they won't show you that. And whenever they put him in the movie, they put him in they cut out most of his parts basically. And what he's going into here is pretty much the racism he suffered during that era. And not just him, there was many black bodybuilders, right? That basically, when they went to competitions, they were loved, but pretty much they were never pushed in the forefront of magazines. They were always put to the back of magazines. They were never the front pages of magazines. They never got the contracts they should have gotten. It was all given to the so-called white bodybuilders. And they were even saying to him, "Oh, look, you have a white man's body." So basically, he was going into the racism he suffered, when in reality they knew he was better than them. But it was just obviously what was going on at the time, the hatred of these so-called white people. But if you look at the transitioning of bodybuilding now, from that era up until today, from that era, like let's say the 80s and 70s, or 80s and 90s, all the Negroes took over. And even think about the concept of bodybuilding. When they get big and muscular, all the white dudes, they have to put all that oil. Even the Jakes do it, but they have to put the oil on their body to show their cuts on their flesh. But this dude had that naturally. But basically, they were just hating, man. And he goes into how racist Arnold Schwarzenegger was, which he could be a Jake, but he goes into how racist he was and what he had to suffer. He mentions things. So I'm going to play this. And really, it was out of what? Hatred. Because the crowds would go crazy for Robbie Robinson. I mean, you got to check the documentaries and check these things out. And it makes sense. How they would cut the Jake bodybuilders out of magazines, all these things. They wouldn't give them contracts, all because of what? They didn't want them to basically, they didn't want them to blow up. And that's our people. I'm going to read the scriptures. I'm going to play this and I'm going to read the scriptures. But that's our people, because when our people get into anything, they basically take it over. And what's happened in the bodybuilding world? It's all Jakes. What happened in the UFC world? It's all Jakes, man. The UFC was set up originally for so-called white men to basically show how great they are. But then all them Negroes from Brazil got up in there. Now look at it. John Jones is the best ever UFC fighter, a so-called black American man, a Judite man. So this is what it is. Boxing, sports, they know we're better people than them. And they've always known that. It's just that our people have been in a lower state. But that's what it is. Let me play this here.
Come to me and grab my hand and put their phone numbers in my hand and say, "Robbie, you got the better body. Your covers sell the best." I'm hearing people telling me, "Don't flex, just walk across the floor." I flex anyway.
You flex anyway.
And then the process of Arnold comes in the room, down with the blacks. And he kept blacking this and black. I started looking around, I'm the only black in here.
That's what Arnold Schwarzenegger was saying. And you got to remember, Arnold Schwarzenegger's from Austria, he grew up around Nazis and shit like that, So that's just in his spirit. But he could more than likely be a Jake. But, it is what it is. The Lord's going to reveal all these things anyway, in the end.
I'm the only black in the room.
I think that Robbie's going to be the great black hope. Take bodybuilding to the whole.
I'm have this position where I'm actually in a movie and I'm hearing people telling me, "Don't flex, just walk across the floor." I flexed anyway. It caused a lot of bad feelings and stuff to the whole movie. I said things like that maybe in a sense at that point, being black you're not supposed to say, but I said it anyway. And I thought, why not have a voice? You know, I'm a part of this whole thing. I have to say something. I have to voice my own opinion. And they didn't like that.
Uh-oh. What can you say? I can even see the guy. He's too little. I hear this voice, but I don't see nothing. Hey, all right. Just leave the South African Victorias. Look at that, another mouse in the background. Hey, what is that? I got $100 on Paul Grant. We can tell South African Victoria, and we all know who's the best. Hey, wouldn't you say that Robbie has to go first through you and Ken Waller to get to me? Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, how can you make the fifth step of the ladder when you didn't make the first? They gotta beat me, man. I think that Robbie's gonna be the great Black Hope.
At the same time, when we went to the first Pinnacle Pumping Iron was in San Jose, California.
Yes.
We had this competition, the Russ Warner Classic.
Yes.
Russ Warner Classic invited all the guys there to guest pose, you know, at that competition. That was filmed by Pumping Iron. Mm-hmm. So everybody on stage is screaming and hollering. Arnold was posing. He came, and I would think I was the last one, brought the house down.
I
People
saw
were
that.
screaming and hollering and calling my name. I had never experienced anything like that, you know. So you hear all these people that stand there, and I've seen 99% of them were white, males and females, that were screaming and hollering my name. There were very few persons of color in that audience.
Yes.
So to hear them calling my, screaming my name, that to me was like, wow, it was an awakening. You must have a cold-blooded physique because you can't see yourself in your mind sometimes.
I mean, that's the point. I'm not going to play the whole thing. You should, you know, check it out. But look, they were basically, he goes into it. He even says it. I don't want to talk about all this race stuff, but now is the time where I can bring it out. And why is all these stuffs coming out? Because it's the end of Esau's world, man. So that race issues coming out in every aspect of society, man. All right? And what our people have had to endure, man. But guess what? All them people in the crowds were cheering for him. He goes into it. But in the movie, they cut and edited that movie to make it look like it was all Arnold and Lou Ferrigno, you know? So let me read some. Let me read this here. This is Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power have chosen thee to be a special people. All right, a special people unto himself. A special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. All right, and that's Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? He's chosen us to be a special people to him. Who's us? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. We're special unto the Lord, man. That's why we're better than these nations, man. That's why the so-called white man in particular, he's the head nation oppressing us. They're oppressing our people, but there's a reason behind why they're oppressing us, because they know deep down who we are, man. And it's not just them, it's a conglomerate of nations. That's in Psalms 83. All right, they've conspired to keep us down. Who's the nations? The Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, Ham. You know, the Assyrians. You know, all these nations, the 18 nations, Elam, the East Indians, all these nations have conspired to oppress our people. In particular, right now, the so-called white man, because this is his world. All right, the third part of men, the wicked. So it says, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So we are better. That's a racial statement. All right. So we are better than everyone, man. See, even when you see what he's mentioning, that bodybuilder Robbie Robinson. You know, he's mentioning things, but it's like it's just in every aspect of life they hate on our people. Basically, that's the point. You know, and then it's like and even he was going into it how the judges, you know, he didn't want to bodybuild after a while because he was just like, the judges knew Arnie and he knew them from way back in the day and things like that. So it wasn't just based on your merit, on how good you are. It was like who you knew, basically. So in that period, of course, and we know in that period of America, there was a lot of racial tension, even as there is now. But back then it was like even worse. Well, worse. The Lord's kind of, because it's the end of Esau's world, he's exposing them more. They're not in the power that they once was. They can't oppress our people like they once did. Showing you the Lord's mercy, he's ending their system. All right. So you know, these Jakes, they missed out on contracts and all that. Based on what? Racism, based on the nations keeping them down, in particular the so-called white man. So we're better than these people, and they know it. And it's our people that don't know it, the 2/3. But they, the 2/3 of our people, they're gonna be destroyed anyway. The ones that need to know, man. The elect, the hopeful elect. So it says, had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth, man. And that's what it is. All right, we're above everyone, man. That's why they conspire against us. All right. They conspire against us, but this is what the scripture says. And this is what majority of our people still don't want to seem to get, man. Even though the truth's in their face, these so-called white people are your enemy, man. These Edomites, they're known as the Edomites. And it's in our people's face, and they still, don't want to acknowledge this. Showing you who our people are, because that's what our people were doing in Egypt. They were basically, they still wanted to be in the oppression of Egypt. They didn't, even after Moses, the Lord used Moses to deliver our people, they still wanted to be under the oppression of these Egyptians. You see? So it's the same thing today. Our people don't want the majority of the 2/3 of our people, they don't want to see the so-called white man brought down. They want to still argue about racism. They want to come to some type of agreement. They don't want to see these devils truly brought down. That's really in the spirit of the hopeful elect brothers, man, and the ones that believe. All right? So this is Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right? For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right? Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. That's how we're supposed to think. See, us brothers in the truth, when we do our day-to-day chores, or whatever it is, we know what world we're in. We know we're in the system of the Edomites. So we don't trust these devils at all, man. We stick to ourselves and the scriptures and what the Lord said. See, we don't want nothing to do with the so-called white man. We just know we're in his system to serve our punishment until the Lord returns to redeem us, which is near. All right, so never trust thine enemy. But our people, the 2/3 of our people, they got it in their mind that they can still make something in America, make something out of America. You got no idea, what this man's about to come down upon you with. He's our enemy, man. He's always been our enemy. All right. They show you that even in these work environments and all that. Look at Robbie Robinson was going through. He was going through oppression in the bodybuilding world. Calling him the great black hope, putting him down, cutting him out of the movie snippets of the Pumping Iron, even though he had one of the best physiques in that gym. You see? So it says, though he humble himself and go crouching. That's what these so-called, especially in these times, even more in these times, because their world's being exposed, these Edomites, these so-called white people, their world's being exposed. So they're coming even more humble now. How they love everyone. They love blacks. They're your friend. So though they humble themselves and come crouching and go crouching, yet take good heed. But always keep your eye on these devils, man, and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. All right? Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. And that's the spirit of these so-called white people, man. All right? Never set them by you, because their whole plan is how to kill you and take what you have. Just ask the so-called Native Americans, which are the tribe of Gad. They've lost everything. All right? They once ruled the whole of America. They were, which was all biblical prophecy, but Esau came up in there, raped, robbed, and murdered, and pushed them into the corners, man. So you never trust these people, man. Never set them by you, man. And that's why we pray, the brothers in his truth, we thank Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai for waking our mind back up, man. Because we were once bugged out in this world, man, believing the philosophies of this world, man. But the Lord woke us back up to this truth, to know who our enemies are, who we are, all right? To know why our people go through these things, all right? And you can even see the comment boards, and it shows you how bugged out the people of this world are. And there's a lot of Jakes as well on the comment boards of that video. And a lot of them making excuses for Arnold, Well, he's against racism now, and because he's a politician now, and that makes it even worse. Arnold Schwarzenegger's the governor of California, and apparently, I don't know if he still is the governor, but he made a statement before, we need to rid America of racism. He's just doing the bidding of the elites, man. All right? But you see these bug out people on the comment boards. It's better now. It's not as racist as it was then. That's all bullshit, man. All right? Like I read in Deuteronomy 7, the Lord's about separation, man. And that's what 2/3 of our people don't get, man. So set them not by thee, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Exactly. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? Exactly. Yeah. So you don't set them by you, man, because basically this information, the scriptures tell you what to do, man. So don't be surprised if you set them by you and you get bitten by these devils. We don't set them by us, man, and we tell our people that. But we can see towards the end of this system, as more as this system's ending, still how bugged out our people are, man. Which further goes into why there's an elect and there's a 2/3, man. There's a elect amongst the Israelite nation that's going to be saved and delivered, and there's the most of our people, they're going to die on this side of the world with the so-called white man. They love them so much, they're going to die with them when judgment day comes. All right, this is let me read this is Obadiah. Bear with me a second. Obadiah Obadiah 1:10. All right, it says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, all right, Obadiah 1:10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And this is talking about Esau, right? The Edomites. They've had perpetual violence against our people. And the Esau's also used the other nations to perpetually oppress our people. But it's been in particular the Edomites, because they're the main focus of these. They're one of the main focuses of these last days, all right? Because they're the people that will be ruling when Yahushua returned. When Yahushua makes his second coming, it will be the Edomites that's in rulership. So, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And this is what's happening today. Shame's covering these so-called white people, man, because the history is coming out, all right? In particular against the so-called white man, but really against all these nations, but in particular the so-called white man, all right? Because they know who we are, and they know all their wickedness that their elites, and even these peon crackers have done to us. Beat the laws out of our people, beat our heritage out of us. The reason why the so-called black man in America, now we know who we are, but the reason why we've walked around not knowing who we are and the whole earth's been in confusion is because of these so-called white people, man. But in particular, the Israelites. They whipped our heritage out of us, man. So that's that violence, perpetual violence, not to mention them lynching us. And then years later, in this generation that we've been now, oppressing us in these work environments, you know? Look at that Robbie Robinson. He was just basically in that video. He goes into the oppression that Arnold and those, the white people of that era were putting on him. The hell they were putting on him. So that's part of that violence, man. Shame's covering these people now. And you can see it when you look at these so-called white people, man. You go outside, they look all guilty. They look all wicked. They look guilty. You look at them. Some of them don't even want to look at you, man. Yeah, you be looking at. Sometimes you can't contain yourself. You look at these people with disgust sometimes, because us, the brothers, man, we're not proud, but we walk around, we don't walk around like, Lord willing, you got to snap out of that if you are, but we walk around like we know what's going on. Our eyes are sharp. We're not like the 2/3 of our people, man, walking around aimlessly, man. Our eyes are sharp, so we see what's going on. And these crackers, when they see us, they know, he must be one of them ones that knows what's going on. Yeah, that's right. And then you can see that look of shame and guilt on them, man. Why? Because of the violence that they've put upon us, man. The violence, all right? Against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. They're going to be cut off, all right? Just like they've planned to do unto us, they're going to be cut off. And this is what it is. They're going to be cut off, man. Forever. And that's when the Yahushua comes back, all right? It's luck, yeah? It's luck, yeah? That's when Yahushua comes back, right? They're going to be cut off because they're going in slavery. And then after that, they're going to have 1,000 years of punishment. And after that, they're going to be burnt up, man. So let me read this here. I want you to read this because this is what, I believe he was an Ammonite or a Moabite king. And basically, this is the sentiment of these nations against our people, all right? They know the greatness of our people. When they see us walking around, even the most bugged out Israelite, they know who we are. They know the greatness of they know who we are, basically. All right. So this is Judith 5:20. Now, therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. So he's telling his people, look, if these people mess up, they're not doing what their God said, because you can read it up a bit more. If they're not doing what their power said, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we can come against them. So this is the sentiment of these nations. They know it. Why do you think the so-called white man, he pushes everything in this system, to basically make our people sin? Any kind of food that there is out there has to have bacon in it, which is against our law. Our people are into all this LG world, alphabet people, all of that stuff. That's all really to keep our people in perpetual sin, because that keeps us away from our power. But see, there's an ace in the hole. The trick is this. The trick Esau's been played is this. The Lord always reserved men in any kingdom he was in that would never do that would worship him, basically. That would always come back to him. So it's a plan of the Yahweh Hashem Yahushai anyway. It's a winning plan of Yahweh Shai anyway. He'll make us go, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, make our people go off, but reserve the believers so then he can be justified in destroying the kingdom that they were in. Esau's no different. So now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up and we shall overcome them. All right, and have not these people overcame us in these days, in this society? Yes, they have, beginning with a so-called white man and all these other nations. See, when Yahushua comes back, he's coming back to dethrone all these nations, man. Moab, Ammon, Koreans, all of them, Ishmael, all of these nations are going to be dethroned, man. But the top one is the so-called white man. They're going to lose everything. All right, and this is what they've done. They've overcame our people. But guess what? The reason why this society is the way it is today, you got to think spiritually and look at the signs, man. It's the Lord returning. Why? Because the brothers or the hopeful elect, Lord willing, are waking up all over the world, man. And what did the Lord say? And this gospel shall be preached throughout the four corners of the earth, and then the end shall come. So we know we're close to the end according to prophecy. All right. We're all over the Babylon the Great, which is America. We're all over England. We're all the UK. We're all over Holland. Brothers are in the Caribbean, all over the world. Australia. So judgment's coming. The Lord's hearing our prayers, hearing our cries, man. All right. He's about to lift us up from this oppression. All right. So it says, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their power defend them, and their power be for them, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and we become a reproach before all the world. All right. I mean, I'm going to leave it there, but these nations know if these people come back to who they are. And you know what? They can, when you see these heathens outside on the street, they see brothers with beards, you're walking around doing your day-to-day chore. They bug out, man. They bug out, man. Now, they don't know, oh, he's keeping the law of who he is, but not some of them must know. He must know, he must be awoken, man. But look, they just trip out. Why? That's just because you're walking a certain way. You got a spirit in your eyes. Your brothers grow their beards. We're not like bugged out like the 2/3 of our people out here, man. So these nations see that. But look, on a grand scale, they know. But if there be no iniquity, meaning if our people don't sin, which that's what the elect is doing now. The elect is doing the work, doing everything to the best of their ability, praying, thinking about the Lord, wanting the Lord to destroy this place. All of that, man. Know all the scriptures, know all the prophecies. We know what the mark of the beast is. We know Yahweh Shai's name. We know, we keep the doctrine 100%. You see? So, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their power defend them, and their power be for them, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and we become a reproach before all the world. So they know that once we come back together, through the power of Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, teach this gospel, then the end comes. So the nations know that. In particular, the wicked elites today of the Edomites, they know all these signs around the world is the end of their system. What does the scripture say? Jacob is Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So they know we're in these times, all right? They know we've come back to the Lord. It's too late. The elect are coming back. We know the elect are coming back, and the world's being judged, and we can see it. We can see the signs, man. We're close to our kingdom coming, basically, and this wicked world being done away with. All right. So, I kind of probably went into something else more, kind of went on a tangent. But look, you could just see all the hatred our people suffer. This is the point I was, going into it in the beginning. the hatred of these Edomites and these other nations in all aspects of society, man. So, with that, I'm going to say all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hasham Ruchal Kodash. Shalom, shalom.